Oh, hello. This is a soldering iron that I usually use. Let me give it a moment to reach temperature. There you go. You can see it perfectly functional as a soldering iron. I'll flick that off. Problem is, it's not terribly powerful because it runs off batteries. And another peculiarity of it, I think it costs about €14 from a shop called Action. Anyway, another peculiarity of it is it uses strange screw-in bits. You might remember something like that if you're as old as I am, for the little lamps that you used to use in physics class. So I was walking through Lidl, like you do, and I came across this. So I thought we'd do an unboxing. It has already been opened. The first one I bought did not have the sponge, so I opened it in the shop to make sure this one did. I also got some spare bits, because what I didn't see on here in the picture was a screw. Because normally you can put the bit in, tighten up a screw, and it's good. So I think there's something weird with this one. Anyway, what's inside? A user guide. Sit down there. A really chunky, heavy holder. You can see a piece of metal on the bottom to keep it secure for the soldering iron itself. And here is the controller and the iron. Now, what I can tell you straight away is this iron is going to be running off of mains. How I know that is because this cable is really thick. It actually says here somewhere, and I saw there, 5 cores of 5mm cable. So it's going to be your earth, neutral, mains, and 2 wires for whatever temperature sensing they have. Take that off of here, and yep, there is no screw. It actually, the bits screw in, which is peculiar, and they're not copper either, which will be great. Probably won't last terribly long. That's why I bought some other ones. So pop that in there, and something I'm going to do, because it's mains, just to be a little bit on the paranoid side, paranoia never killed anybody, lack of attention did. Right, so if there's something wrong, it'll trip the fuse and not me. Bear with me a moment while I sort out the cables so I can plug it in. Right, I'm back. It's actually a bit unwieldy, this thing, and the sponge is too big for the holder, which is great. Actually, knowing that there wasn't a sponge in the first one, I bought some spare sponges from Amazon, so it's useful to have backups. So, what comes supplied with it? 2 points, one slightly fatter than one there, and some looks like a screwdriver. Two tiny spools of solder, 1.5mm and 1mm. Note that it doesn't appear that these spools of solder have flux in them. That will be important. So, let's go. Default to 200 degrees, and it says 6. Starting to heat up, and it still says 6. There we go. Temperature sensor's woken up. Should probably put something under that so you can see it better. So I'm guessing it'll take probably about a minute and a half to get to 200. There are buttons here for 200, 300 and 400, and then a plus minus so you can customize it as you want. Your little bar chart thingy there tells how much power is being dumped into the iron. Oh, it's going to take this long. I'll have some more tea. Now my solder here, this one I'm going to use because it has flux, says 215 degrees. So I'll take the iron up to 220. The power's dropped right off because it's reached 200. So I'm going to go to 220. Power's dropping down to reaching that. And then I can tin my bit. That's a theory. I don't think the 220 is necessarily 220, so... I don't have a temperature sensor to check the accuracy of this thing. Still not wanting to melt it. Alright. 300. I don't actually know what temperature this thing gets to. Doesn't think it's... It says max 450, so that doesn't really say a lot. That's probably how far it will go before things start burning out. Ah, now it's melting. I shall tin a bit nicely. Rub it off. A bit more on that side. Yeah, looks alright. Even seems sort of fairly solid. And you can see as it's been cooling down slightly, that's come up and gone down to keep it up to temperature. Haven't used it yet. I suppose we ought to do that next. It'll be a little higher than it should be. All these wires and camera and everything. What I'm going to do is, this is just wrapped around there, so I'm going to solder it onto the motor. It's not like it's powerful enough to do anything else, so I might as well just have the motor running it. There we go. Nice and solid. This thing has some heft, but I think there's just going to be a small transformer for the controller chip and another piece of metal in here, basically a light dimmer inside it. What I would do if it was me is I'd have a little light that glows and maybe some LEDs behind to light this up so it's more obvious. But other than that, yeah, I suppose what do you expect for the price? That little thing comes there and holds the spare parts. It's a shame there aren't some extra places to put other bits, but there you go, you can't have everything. And that is, yeah, dumb. Alright. I don't know if you noticed right at the beginning, but I took the little cap off the end. You probably want to do that because it's rubber and it would be a bit icky otherwise.